Hey guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 29 through 31, we have a great description of what the relationship of the Christian to the world should look like practically. There the Apostle Paul says, "But this I say, brethren, the time has been shortened, so that from now on those who have wives should be as though they had none, and those who weep as though they did not weep, and those who rejoice as though they did not rejoice, and those who buy as though they did not possess, and those who use the world as though they did not make full use of it, for the form of this world is passing away." Now, initially, upon reading that, we might think, how is this possible? How can a person have a wife but yet live as though they do not have a wife? And how can a person rejoice but live as though they were not rejoicing, and cry but yet be as though they were not crying? And how can they buy as though they don't possess? And how is it that they could make use of the world but not make full use of it? Well, I think that the answer lies in the following verses. In verse 32, he says, "But I want you to be free from concern." And then later on in verse 35, he says, "This I say for your own benefit, not to put a restraint upon you, but to promote what is appropriate and to secure undistracted devotion to the Lord." In other words, our relationship to the world ought to be that nothing in this world interrupts our undistracted devotion to God. That is, even though we might be married and we might see that as a great distraction, he talks about how that could be a distraction in this chapter, that you shift from wanting to please the Lord to pleasing your spouse. But the believer, if he has a proper, or if she has a proper relationship with the world, would say, even though I'm married, it's not interrupting my undistracted devotion to the Lord. It's as though I'm not married. And even though I might be rejoicing, it's not interrupting my undistracted devotion to the Lord. Even though I might be crying, it's not interrupting my undistracted devotion to the Lord. If I'm buying or if I'm using the world, it's not as though it's overwhelming me or consuming me to the point that it distracts me from being devoted to the Lord. And so this is a really good description of what our relationship should be of the world, or with the world. That is, no matter what's going on around us in our environment, or even what's going on within us emotionally, we still maintain undistracted devotion to the Lord. And it's as though these things, yes, they're happening, but it's as though they're not happening in the sense that they don't have any effect on us in connection to our devotion to God. And so we just keep on being devoted to the Lord. We keep setting our eyes on things above where Christ is. We keep on walking according to the Spirit. We keep fixing our eyes on Christ. Even though there might be a lot of things around us happening, or even a lot of things happening within us that might distract us and try to pull us away from that, we just maintain undistracted devotion to the Lord as though those things aren't even happening. And so this is a great way, or a great example of how we can remain connected to God, even though we live in a world full of distractions, full of stumbling blocks, full of things that might pull us away. And so today, let's be committed to undistracted devotion to the Lord. Let's not let the world sway us so easily. Let's not let the things of this earth really pull us to and fro and draw us away from the Lord. But let's all the time just constantly be drawing close to the Lord, being devoted to Him, loving Him, worshiping Him, praying to Him, meditating on Him, and making Him what's most important in our lives. And if we can do that, we'll have the proper relationship with the world that the Lord would have us to have. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.